Hello, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that literally affects every single one of us. I mean, let's be real, everyone wants more money, right? We all share that universal dream of a bigger house, a much more comfortable life, and just total financial freedom. In fact, so many of us secretly hold on to this belief that if we just had a little more cash, we'd finally be perfectly happy. Everything would be fixed. But we're going to challenge that assumption today. We're looking at some absolutely powerful, paradigm-shifting ideas from Sunday Adelaja's book, Money Won't Make You Rich. We're going to completely rethink what we know about success and wealth.
Okay, let's dive into this. What if the idea that more cash equals more happiness is just a total illusion, a complete lie? We are constantly sold this narrative that money fixes absolutely everything. But today, we're going to explore why cash is often just a smokescreen, and honestly, why chasing it might actually be leading you away from the very happiness you're trying to find.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the great money myth. Second, money versus true wealth. Third, inner wealth comes first. Fourth, the danger of money. And finally, 5 steps to real riches. I promise you this is going to be incredibly practical.
Part 1. The Great Money Myth. Rethinking Your Desires. Before we get into the actual mechanics of money, we have to ask ourselves a pretty fundamental question. When people say they want to be rich, what do they actually mean? Think about this for a second. Have you ever seen or maybe read about someone who literally has all the money in the world? They've got the giant mansion, the luxury cars, the whole shebang, but they're deeply lonely, incredibly stressed out, or just completely broken inside. Now contrast that stressed-out millionaire with, say, a family living in a super modest home, laughing together at the dinner table, just completely content. The author's shocking premise here is that money does not automatically equal riches. Having a ton of cash doesn't guarantee a rich life at all. Money is absolutely not the same thing as true riches. In fact, chasing cash as your #1 goal in life often leaves you completely impoverished in the areas that actually matter. You can have a bank account overflowing with cash, but if you're poor in your heart, your character, and your soul, well, you're not actually rich. Part 2. Money versus true wealth. The paradigm shift. So what is wealth then? True wealth is the total value of what you truly have as a person. It's your qualities, your virtues, your skills, your character, your relationships, and your inner strength. Notice anything about that list? It has almost nothing to do with what's sitting in your checking account right now. Wealth is fundamentally about your value as a human being long before a bank balance is ever brought into the picture. When we compare them side by side, the contrast is just incredible. Real wealth is your skills and your virtues. Money, on the other hand, is just legal tender. Economists literally call it a measurement tool. It's just paper, metal, or, a digital number on your phone app that society has agreed to use as a means of payment. Money helps us move real wealth around, but it isn't wealth itself. You can have immense real wealth, like incredible, highly sought-after skills and a rock-solid family, even if you currently have zero money.
Part 3. Inner wealth comes first. Building the foundation. Now, money doesn't just magically flow to people who are simply good, kind, or highly educated. Actually, scratch that. There are plenty of good, highly educated people out there who are completely broke. Instead, money tends to follow people who have built inner wealth. It flows to those who understand the actual laws of money, people who have developed the right mindset, built strict disciplines, cultivated rich knowledge, and most importantly, exercised self-control. That is exactly why two people can earn the exact same salary at the exact same company, but one achieves financial freedom while the other stays completely broke. The difference? It's the inner wealth they possess.
The source text references this really powerful biblical concept. Godliness with contentment is great gain. The core message here is that having a pure, content heart and strong moral values is the absolute prerequisite for handling money. Think about it. If you're already rich on the inside, living a life of clear purpose with a clean conscience, receiving a bunch of money isn't going to corrupt you. It's just going to amplify the good you can already do.
Part 4. The danger of money, when the tool becomes a trap.
I absolutely love this quote. Money is a good servant but a bad master. Money by itself isn't evil. It is entirely neutral. It's just a tool. But it becomes incredibly dangerous when we start prioritizing it over our purpose, our family, or our relationships. When you fall in love with money, it becomes a master that completely owns you. You essentially become a prisoner walking around in chains made of money. You're constantly stressed, terrified of losing it, making compromised moral decisions just to get more of it. It ends up controlling your life instead of serving it. So the crucial point we really need to sit with is this. Is your unhappiness actually a money problem, or is it a wisdom problem? So many of us look at our stress and think, man, if I just got a raise, my whole life would be fixed. But the source material totally challenges us to realize that without inner change, adding more money to your life will literally only multiply your confusion and your stress. You've got to upgrade your wisdom and your character first.
Part 5. Steps to Real Riches. Your Practical Action Plan.
The author gives us 4 clear progressive steps to completely transform our financial and personal lives. Step 1 is building inner wealth. Step 2 is learning the laws of money. Step 3 is putting money in its rightful place. And Step 4 is aiming for true financial freedom, not just chasing a bigger paycheck. Let's break these down because this is where the rubber meets the road.
Step 1 is honestly the most vital: building moral wealth. This requires honesty, discipline, responsibility, self-control, and good old-fashioned hard work. You have to start by working on your mindset and your character. When you build a foundation out of these solid blocks, you're creating an unshakable form of wealth that absolutely no one, no stock market crash, no terrible boss, no economic downturn can ever steal from you. If your foundation is just greed, big money will destroy you. But if your foundation is character, you are finally ready for real wealth.
And here is how these steps play out over time. You start on day 1 by really building that inner mindset. By month 6, you're applying step 2. You're learning the actual laws of money. You know, how to budget, save, and invest instead of just wasting cash on impulse buys. By year 2, you are actively growing your assets so they outpace your spending. And over time, by year 5 and beyond, this steady, disciplined application moves you off that incredibly stressful hamster wheel of the rat race and into true financial freedom, where your investments actually support your deeper purpose.
Step 3 is all about positioning. Remember, money's rightful place is strictly as a tool. It belongs firmly at the bottom of your priority hierarchy. It sits beneath God, beneath your life's true purpose, beneath your family, and beneath other people. You use it to support your calling, to help those in need, and to solve real-world problems. You do not use it to just stand on a giant pile of cash to show off and feed your ego.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly important question to ask ourselves today. Are you chasing money, or are you chasing true wealth? Remember, you can hold an absolute fortune in your hands and still be completely poor in your heart. Don't let money be a fake god or a dangerous master in your life. Chase wisdom, chase strong character, chase your true purpose, and let money simply be the tool that serves that beautiful life. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this completely changes how you view the wealth in your life.